friends! Today I'm going to be making curtains. These are the curtains I currently have. I've had them for several years and they're kind of sun faded. I really like the size and shape of them though. I like that they're a half curtain, so they stop people from looking in the window, but we still have that natural light up there. I like that. Even though my favorite color is green and the curtains are green, there's really nothing else in the living room that's green. So I am going to be using a fabric that looks like this. It is white with a sort of a light blue design on it. That's what we're going to do. So I'm basically making the same curtains in a different color. Like I said, I really like them. They're just kind of old, so I'm gonna measure them. But so if you were gonna make curtains and like you didn't have an existing set, the best way to do the measurements would be to determine how long you want them, which if you're using like a spring rod like I am, because I live in an apartment, I can't just like drill more holes in the wall, then you'll want to do the interior of the windowsill dimensions. Basically the size of the window, but like bigger than the size of the, basically depends on like how much crinkling you want is the right size, or the size of the fabric at hand. But in any case, I'm gonna measure this. My finished measurements are 27 3/4 by 27 3/4 by 22. How big is my bottom hem? 2 inches, plus a bit to fold over, at least a 1/4 inch. And then the rod pocket at the top is 1 1/4, plus some to fold over. Depending on the size of your spring rod is going to determine how big your rod pocket needs to be. It obviously has to be big enough to go over it, but like you don't want it too big either, because that might look funny. I think it's kind of interesting that I actually found my original measurements for the curtains, and it looks like my curtains have actually shrunk over time, which is kind of funny. But basically, my window is 48 inches wide. How big did I say that curtain was? 27 3/4? Okay, yeah. So basically 28. So that would be 56 inches wide for a 48-inch window. So there's just a little bit of curtaining rippling. I wouldn't mind if there's a little bit more. Obviously, yours is going to be different because your window is going to be different. You probably don't have the same size window I do, and maybe you have different needs, like if you wanted to cover your whole window instead of just a half curtain. I freaking love rectangles because I can just tear the fabric. It is so fast. Love it.
What I've got! Rectangles!
I have an entire video about doing tidy corner hems, which I will link in the description. I measured and tore the fabric to size. Doing my tidy corner hem, first pinning in place, then stitching. I clip my corners for extra tidiness, and then use a pointy tool to poke them out. Now I'm pinning the fold that gets tucked in, so no raw edges, and of course I press. After that, I measure and pin the rest of the hem. The sides are, of course, narrower than the bottom. It's actually kind of important to have a wide hem at the bottom of curtains because the weight helps the curtain drape or hang better. Some people or manufacturers will even put weights into the hems of curtains for this purpose. I'm not doing that to these, but it's an option you can consider. I'm sewing just to where the folded edges meet, and then I pivot and keep sewing. Finally, the rod pocket. I measure, fold, and pin the edge. Be aware that I am not sewing the sides shut. at the top because I need to be able to slide in the curtain rod. Slide the rod into the pocket and hang 'em. I live in the first unit in the building, so every single person who goes to this building walks past my front window, and some of the people in this building are just weird. Fun fact, having white curtains means that the sunlight won't be weirdly tinted as it comes through the window, like it used to be when I had green curtains.